Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll quickly share some key updates from the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine as of the end of March 3rd, 2024. Before we get started, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find the information valuable. Your support keeps this channel going, so let's jump right in. And today's overview suggests starting with the wonderful Ukrainian city of Feodosia. It is located on the territory of the temporarily occupied Crimea Peninsula. Authorities report numerous explosions in the city. The information varies.
Сука, еще будет? Ой, блядь, полетела нахуй. Ебать, она полетела, пиздец. Ебать. Как ебашит, сука. Это ли ракеты, хуй поймешь. Ой, блядь. Что-то уебало прям жестко. Сейчас как нахуй. Сейчас звук будет. Ебать. Вон они полетели во все стороны. А, вот слышно уже. Ебать. Сейчас будет звук нахуй.
According to some sources, Ukrainian drones attacked an oil depot, while others claim it was a military unit. The Russian side, as usual, states that they have intercepted everything. And the next video actually has nothing to do with the Russia-Ukraine war. It just seemed interesting to me. In one of the Italian regions, there were so many rains in 2 days that the Return River overflowed, causing a strong flood. Since it's not visible in the video whether the water is seeping through cracks, I assume that the situation is not sudden and occurs in this place from time to time. The search and rescue operation in Odessa have concluded, lasting more than a day. In total, 12 people lost their lives as a result of the Russian strike, including 5 children. A Russian drone destroyed an entire section of multi-storey building. The drone may have had an enhanced combat payload, as the enemy is constantly working to improve weapons for attacks on Ukraine, said Natalia Gumenyuk, the spokesperson for the Operation Common South. I would like to remind you that the last night Russia deliberately attacked a residential building in Odessa, and among casualties were children. Russia has started using 122 mm extended range high explosive fragmentation shells, designated OF-56IM-1P, which externally resemble projectiles of Chinese origin, according to Weibo. It is unclear where these shells are produced within Russia or if China directly supplies them. The new OF-56IM-1P shells have a range that is 4 kilometers greater than regular 122 mm high explosive fragmentation shells. According to Russian sources, the introduction of those new shells has helped alleviate a significant shortage, as the production rate of such projectiles within the Russian Federation is not high. On the other hand, according to the reports from the Ministry of Defense of the Czech Republic, the Czech initiative regarding the purchase of 800,000 shells for Ukraine, jointly financed by various states, is expected to make the first delivery in just a few weeks. More than 50% of the contract amount has already been covered. Additionally, the Czech Republic is considering the possibility of purchasing air defense missile systems for Ukraine. It is also reported by the Ministry of Defense of France that France has funded the modernization of Ukrainian fighters for the France AASM bombs and has delivered the first batch of bombs to Ukraine. The bombs are already in operation, at least on Avdiivka front. And now let's look into the situation on the front line. And now my favorite segment, the occupants' lament. In the video, Russian soldier complain about how difficult everything is and how bad it is. They are shooting, damn it, shelling us with cluster munitions. We are lying here waiting for evacuation. Behind us, damn it. Within 5 meters, damn it. And here we are, lying in this dugout of who knows what. And we have been hiding here for a second day, with injured leg, waiting for evacuation. What they telling you on TV is a pure nonsense. They have no shortage of shells. They are firing non-stop. But it seems we are really facing a shell shortage. Our artillery is completely silent. Because of response is complete silence. Damn it. And that's how we living, damn it. No water, no food, nothing. Oh, damn it. That's what I am talking about. They are hitting us hard. Everything is falling behind us. You wanna say something? Ah, guys, damn it. There is nothing to do here. I assure you. Damn, whoever came here, especially for money, why the hell did you need this? They all quickly become smarter once they get to the front into some mess. If only they understood earlier, the war would have ended long ago. And if karma exists, this is it. First, the crew of Russian BM-21 Grad MLRS soldiers of the 3rd Battalion of the 488th Guards Motorized Rifle Regiment rejoices at the shells for their MLRS system, which they will launch with a smile at Ukrainians.
Я вчера тебе принес не букет из белых роз, не тюльпаны и не лилии. Грады, грады, ну что ж вы, хохлы, не рады.
And just a day later, the result on video. As for the situation on the Avdiivka sector, where the most intense battle are currently taking place along the entire front line. According to the 46th Separate Airborne Brigade, Avdiivka, the reserve war has begun, crucial stage of the battle in this direction. The enemy has introduced the 74th Motorized Brigade from the reserve into the battle, simultaneously launching assault operation in the Krasnogorivka area to divert part of the Ukrainian Armed Forces reserves. This was successful, and 3rd Territorial Defense Battalions had to be shifted there. In the near future, the enemy is expected to deploy another portion of its reserves, approximately from 1 to 3 regiments. Our command is taking similar measures. If the threat cannot be neutralized with the UAF operational reserves, higher level reserves may need to be used, potentially weakening other sectors. On one hand, the occupier are continuing offensive operation on a wide front and on various directions to tie up Ukrainian reserves, and at the same time to facilitate the shifting of Ukrainian reserves. The enemy has even reduced some of its offensive activity in certain areas. For instance, in the Robotyne Verkhovе sector. In the event of withdrawal of reserves by Ukraine from these directions, the enemy will promptly resume assault operations on weakened sectors. And once again, I will draw attention to the issue of KABs, guided aviation bombs. To understand the level of damage caused by such bombs, I suggest watching the following video. They come in various types and power. In the video, the RBK 500 variant. According to the words of fighters, the use of aviation and KABs in the past day on the Avdiivka front is as follows. I'll tell you, they are bombing, but less frequently. Honestly, I haven't seen planes burning, but the fact is the planes are flying less often. Yesterday, aviation came to our sector 3 or 4 times. I would like to remind you that the last week has been quite successful for Ukrainians' air defense, with at least 10 Russian bombers dropping these kinds of bombs being shut down. In his daily evening address yesterday, on March 3, 2024, Zelensky stated that Ukrainian Air Defense Forces managed to shoot down as many as 7 such planes in a single day. Frankly, I have doubts about the credibility of this information. Tonight, the 92nd Brigade thwarted the enemy's attempt to advance towards Chasiv Yar. The video shows the outcome: a shattered column, burning vehicles, and eliminated soldiers. This was the result of the coordinated efforts of the Code 92 drone group and artillerymen, finishing off the surviving orcs after the UAV attack with cluster munition. On our side, there are no losses. Unfortunately, losses of equipment from the Ukrainian side were also recorded in the Avdiivka sector. Sadly, it is a war, and both sides incur losses. And I hope the guys have remained alive. According to the data from Ukrainian analytical group Deep State, as of the end of the day of March 3, 2024, the situation on the fronts of the Russian-Ukrainian war is as follows. The Belarusian, Siversky and Belgorod sectors remain unchanged. Svatove direction. Ukrainian defense forces have achieved some success near Tabaivka. Enemy attacks in the area of Sinkivka have been repelled. Clashes are ongoing to the east of Yampolivka and Ternil. Overall, the enemy's activity in the Liman sector has significantly decreased. The enemy has rotated units. Expect an intensification in the near future. Bakhmut direction. The enemy continues offensive actions in Bogdanivka and Ivanivka. While the situation in the third village can be considered relatively stable, the situation in the second is extremely poor and could result in the loss of the village. The enemy is preparing reserves for an attempt to approach Chasiv Yar closely. Russian forces have intensified their activities to the north of Klishchiivka, Avdiivka sector. The enemy is advancing in Berdychiv, but the attacks have been repelled. In Orlivka, there is an accumulation of enemy forces to increase pressure and capture the rest of the village. As of March 3rd, the village is not under the full control of the Russians. Between Tonenki and Orlivka, the enemy has somewhat improved its tactical positions. Ongoing battle continues in Pervomaysk and the surroundings, with the situation being clarified. Attempts by the enemy to enter Krasnogorivka were successfully stopped. The Russians are increasing pressure on Novomykhailivka and continue to consolidate their position in the ruins. Ejecting them from there with such a line of confrontation will be practically impossible. Berdyansk sector. The situation is calm. There were attempts by the enemy to advance near Novodonetsk and Priyutny. Zaporizhia sector. No significant change. Russians are showing activity near Robotyne and Verbovo. In addition, some enemy activity is noted to the south of Chernove. This could be an attempt to test our defense or simply a diversionary maneuver. Analytical note. The enemy pursues a despicable policy towards prisoners, so we strongly recommend not expecting any mercy from these degenerates. Consider logistic risks and the commander's incompetence. The Z-Army political commissars have done significant work on personnel before the election for the Putin, so at least in March they will have enough energy to maintain the pace of offensive actions. And that's a wrap for today's video. If you found the information useful or insightful, make sure to give thumbs up, share it and subscribe for future updates. And see you in the next video.